Get out. Paying bills doesn't make you family, my dad barked on Thanksgiving. For years, I poured my soul and my savings into keeping my family afloat, only to be constantly dismissed, criticized, and compared to my golden child. Brother. But this past Thanksgiving, that's when everything shattered, and I finally found the courage to reclaim my life. My name's Rachel, and I'm 28. On paper, I should feel like I've got it all figured out. I'm a financial analyst at one of Boston's top firms, a career I built from the ground up. But every single month when I hit transfer on that $1,600 mortgage payment for my parents, I still felt like that desperate little girl, constantly begging for approval. Even though I was literally bankrolling their lifestyle, I was always the family disappointment. Meanwhile, my younger brother, Kevin, just floated through life, basking in praise he never earned. This past Thanksgiving, though, everything changed. Growing up in the Morgan household, you learned one brutal truth. My father, Harold, had expectations. And I never, ever met them. Not really. From elementary school spelling bees to high school debate championships, nothing I did was ever quite good enough. Second place is just the first loser, he'd say, barely concealing his disappointment as he'd glance at my trophies. My mother, Linda, was different, but honestly, no better. Where Dad was openly critical, Mom was passively dismissive. That's nice, dear, she'd murmur, her eyes glued to whatever magazine featured my brother's latest football triumph. Her indifference cut deeper than Dad's sharp words ever could. Then there was Kevin. 3 years my junior, he became the golden child the moment he threw his first perfect spiral at 7. His mediocre grades? Oh, that was just focusing on what really matters. My straight A's? Clearly I was trying. Too hard to show off. When he made varsity as a freshman, my parents threw a backyard barbecue bash. When I got accepted to Harvard with a partial scholarship, I got a nod and a lukewarm, well, you always did like books. This pattern, it was a constant drumbeat through my entire childhood. So I learned to find validation elsewhere. In my teacher's praise, in academic achievements, in the quiet satisfaction of knowing I was building something for myself. College was my escape. I threw myself into economics and computer science at Harvard, graduating with honors. No one from my family even came to my graduation. Kevin had a football game. I told myself it didn't matter. I landed a job at Beacon Financial Partners, a prestigious firm in Boston, and built a whole new life for myself in the city. For 5 years, I kept them at a polite distance. Holiday visits, occasional phone calls, nothing too deep. Then, 3 years ago, everything changed. Dad called on a Tuesday evening, his voice uncharacteristically subdued. He'd been laid off after 20 years at the manufacturing plant. At 58, with no college degree and in a dying industry, his prospects were grim. Mom had only ever worked part-time at the local library. Their savings? What little they had was evaporating. The mortgage was 3 months behind. They were about to lose the house I grew up in. I had just received a substantial promotion. My new salary allowed for a comfortable life in Boston, with enough left over to build my savings and investment portfolio. Without even a second thought, I packed up my apartment and moved back to my hometown, renting a small place 15 minutes from them. I started paying their $1,600 mortgage directly to the bank. I covered utilities, groceries, car insurance, another $800 in additional monthly expenses. Full story on the channel. Link below. Click now and watch what happened next.